So Hulk Hogan is dead, and I better not see no black people on here mourning him, okay?
The death of Hulk Hogan's reputation forced me to confront an ugly truth I've been avoiding. Black fandom is an emotional Russian roulette. We pour our love, money, and cultural capital into celebrities who view us as walking ATMs they are ashamed to acknowledge. And as a lifelong WWE fan, I know it's embarrassing. I've watched this company cycle through racism scandals like they're changing wrestling belts, from Hulk Hogan's leaked tapes to racist storylines they'd rather we forget, and that's why they've removed them from streaming. But here's the devastating reality no one wants to admit. In a world where our heroes keep turning out to be villains, black fandom isn't just dangerous, it's a form of self-harm we've been conditioned to accept.
My relationship with Hulk Hogan, the character has always been professional. And, for years, as a kid, much like many others around the globe, I was a Hulk Hogan fan. As I got older, obviously finding out Terry Bollea, the man, there were some differences of opinions and some differences in moral fibers between us too, but it never stopped me from really idolizing what he set the table for me and many other WWE superstars to do.
And I wish I could say this is just Hulk Hogan and, it only lives within this particular sphere, but this is a global phenomenon. Anti-black racism is not an American anomaly. I'm not American. It's a global norm. From European football stadiums where black athletes face banana-throwing hooligans,
a banana thrown at a black Brazilian soccer player in Paris. Racist fans shouting, "You're a monkey," at a black player outside a soccer stadium in Madrid. And in Milan earlier this month, hundreds of fans of a visiting Croatian club team marched to the stadium, arms outstretched in a Nazi salute. Just the latest spate of racist behavior from soccer fans over the last number of weeks, a long-standing issue across the sport in Europe.
There's a famous photo of you kicking a banana peel off the pitch in 1988. Tell me about that moment for you.
I don't remember doing it, because of course that was happening every week since I started playing football in 1981.
To Asian beauty industries that equate lighter skin with status, anti-blackness manifests in every corner of the world. In Latin America, telenovelas still cast Afro-Latina actresses and actors largely as maids or criminals, while in the Middle East, migrant workers from Africa endure modern-day enslavement under the kafala system. Even in Africa itself, and I can say this because I'm from there, colorism fuels discrimination against darker-skinned individuals, a brutal relic of colonialism. This isn't just prejudice. It's a worldwide hierarchy that positions blackness at the bottom. And of course, as if that's not sick enough, the entertainment industry weaponizes this racism for profit. K-pop idols like G-Dragon have worn blackface and used the N-word, then dismiss backlash as cultural misunderstanding. While European fashion brands like Gucci face protests for racist designs like their 2019 blackface sweater. These incidents aren't isolated. They reveal how anti-blackness is both a global pastime and a lucrative business model. When Brazilian YouTubers like Felipe Neto perform blackface pranks or Japanese TV shows stereotype black people as violent, they're feeding a multi-billion-dollar machine built on black caricatures. In a study called Racism in Media, How Media Shapes Our View of People of Color in Society, they investigated how mass media perpetuates racist stereotypes that shape societal perceptions of people of color. Now, The author conducted the research by first performing a comprehensive literature review on the history of racism in news, in film, in television, and also in social media. Then they held a 3-hour workshop at the college, Merrimack College, and the workshop included presentations on media history, interactive activities like photo analysis to reveal subconscious biases, and discussions. And the results? Quite simply, gathered from both the pre and post workshop surveys and activity responses, it showed a significant increase in awareness from before they took the 3-hour workshop to after. Participants reported a much better understanding of both overt and subtle racism in the media and acknowledged its powerful role in their views. A key finding was that the workshop successfully demonstrated how media cultivates perceptions, with one participant noting that they learned how the media sets thoughts or images for you without you even realizing it. So what exactly am I telling you? Well, this study concluded that pervasive negative media portrayals contribute to racial profiling and internalized racism. So there's double victims here. And it also advocates for increased media literacy and more positive, accurate representations to challenge these harmful stereotypes. And what makes this system so insidious is its denial. Countries like France ban racial statistics claiming color blindness, while police target black communities. China's state media portrays black people as disease carriers, and Australia's indigenous incarceration rates rival America's. Yet when confronted, institutions gaslight the world. We don't have a racism problem here. But the corpses of migrants floating in the Mediterranean, the blackface traditions from the Netherlands to South Korea, the global silence of police killings in Brazil tell the truth. Anti-blackness is the world's shared language, spoken fluently everywhere but acknowledged nowhere. And I talk about the real-life consequences because what we see on TV mirrors real life. And these stars that tend to break our hearts and come out as these racists live in that world too, where we are the victims and they can be the perpetrators. Oh, and you would think it stops there. Like they've gotten everything they want through the caricatures and the stereotypes. But then there's the exploitation. So many famous people have stolen from black artists, black culture, black style. But when they're caught or the money stops rolling in, they gaslight us into thinking we're the problem. They act like they've never interacted with black culture before. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the stars who built their careers off black fans, culture, or style, and at the earliest convenience, cast them aside to reveal their true anti-black selves. Are you ready? Justin Timberlake, who profited off R&B and hip-hop, then threw Janet Jackson under the bus after the Super Bowl Nipplegate, and then said he's tired of being portrayed as the bad guy. We can go back as far as Elvis, who stole black music but refused to condemn segregation. You have people like Jessie Nelson of Little Mix fame, blackfishing, right? And then mocking black women's features, and then getting a feature with Nicki.
Being nice a little boring when you in between the sheets.
And the worst part of it all is there are no consequences, and in fact, a lot of the time, there are rewards. Think of Morgan Wallen, who was caught on tape saying the N-word. And his consequences? His album sales increased 500%. And this isn't surprising. I mean, when celebrities are exposed for racist behavior, the immediate reaction is often outrage, rightfully so. But that outrage doesn't always translate into lasting consequences. You can just look to the failing nature of cancel culture. In fact, research from marketing science shows that negative publicity can sometimes increase a celebrity's visibility. For lesser known figures like people just coming into the industry or those that are still building their audience, the attention, even if it's sparked by scandal, can actually boost recognition. People become curious, talk spreads, and awareness grows, creating a paradox where being cancelled can ironically make someone more prominent. This doesn't mean all scandals are beneficial, of course. For well-established celebrities, negative press can damage reputation and erode trust. But even here, the story isn't straightforward. Fan loyalty, media amplification, and strategic industry responses can blunt the impact, allowing some to maintain or even grow their cultural influence. And it's not just the sports stars and the actors.
Huge Korean celebrity racist controversy as Pada of SES, who is a first-generation K-pop star, goes on the show Return of Superman with her son and claims that Africans don't have anything to eat, and her son responds by saying Africans don't eat bread, they eat dirt, pointing out her mother picking out strawberries from the bread, clearly showing poor education on Pada's part.
So it's not only the celebrities we should be afraid of, it's the supporters, it's society, it's the systems. And so as these celebrities start to show us who they really are, removing the masks so that we too can see who they are and retract our support if and when necessary, I'd like to add a couple of people to the Racism Hall of Fame. Maybe a new actress who seems to dislike everybody. How about people we meet on reality TV, be it Love Island or Dog the Bounty Hunter or even Abby Miller of Dance Moms fame, who was supposed to be teaching young girls just how to dance and win some competitions. Maybe it's more maternal figures like Paula Deen, who used to cook on TV, or maybe even Roseanne Barr, who went off on Twitter. It could be people who wrote classics, like the person who wrote James Bond, or even the notorious Mel Gibson. Maybe it's people from our childhoods, like the star of Seinfeld. Or maybe even someone like Juliana Rancic, who decided to attack Zendaya for no reason, claiming she smells like patchouli oil and weed solely because she wore dreadlocks to the red carpet. Maybe it's Tim Allen, who keeps insisting he should be allowed to say the N-word. And in fact, using the phrase the N-word is worse than just saying the word. Like, he says this. He said it several times. Or maybe it's Hulk Hogan, who brought us here today to give us the opportunity to take one more look at the shameful reputation of those that live in the Racism Hall of Fame. They never get to leave this Hall of Fame, even if they find a way to continue their careers. We will now know who they are and what they stand for and what it means to be a supporter of this person. And the worst part is, this phenomenon is now encroaching into the social media influencers, a space that was supposed to be relatable and easy and casual compared to the big bright lights of Hollywood, is now having the same impact. Dirtying spaces that were supposed to be our safe space, places we were meant to see and find community, places we were supposed to be at rest. But this just reminds us of one thing. This phenomenon is not just with the elites, but with the people we're supposed to find the most relatable, who we are supposed to see as our peers. And so no, Black people can't just join fandoms. We can't just be stans. We have to consider the fact that it is more likely than anything that that person will have had a racist past, live a racist present, or creating a racist future. The anxiety that comes with that makes it so that it feels like the only options is for Black fans to retreat within their own spaces, support other Black artists, Black actors and actresses, Black movies, as well as influencers on social media. Because what do you mean? Oh, they were young, it was just a phase. We've all been through that phase. Racism is becoming a rite of passage for those who find fame and fortune. And that leaves us Black fans with a simple question. Do we continue to play Russian roulette? Or do we just disengage and build our own spaces? This one is a tough one for me because it's so true. Think of a time when anyone you didn't like didn't end up in a racist scandal. It's too hard, right? It shouldn't be that hard. But we find ourselves in a place where that is a reality, and though limited, we do have choices. So tell me, if you are a Black person, wherever you are in the world, how do you deal with the potential your favorite artist being outed as a racist? And for you that aren't Black, do you see this phenomenon, and what do you think of this being the reality? Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you like, you comment, and you subscribe. And this is something I can do so many more videos on. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one. Toodles!